face. Alright everyone, I see y'all have met Bailey. She is our newest board and train. She's here for a lot of fear reactivity and a lot of anxiety, just a whole lot of fearfulness in her. She was a rescue dog. I've had her for about 2 years. She's about, I think they said she was about 4. I could be wrong. But this video is going to really be kind of an introduction to her and kind of what we're doing right now. This is when her owners first dropped her off to our home, and she's already been to our home twice for individual sessions. They wanted to do some just before they could schedule the board and train, and with those individual sessions we kind of just got her introduced to, it was like 4 or 5 dogs, I can't remember exactly. The first time she had a major reaction, barking, growling, kind of the whole thing, and actually trying to bite our dogs. The second time was much better. She actually really did much better her second time, but that's something that her owner said and something that we've kind of learned really quickly, is that she catches on really quickly, which is something that's gonna work in our favor. But that's another video for another time. The whole thing, what we're doing right now is we're reteaching place to her. Now she already knows it, but kind of what we see, and it's really in common with a lot of dogs that we get, they teach it. When I say they, I either mean other trainers or the owner itself, the owner for the dog itself. They teach it really as a obedience command or just a command in general, and that's not, at least over here, like with our training, that's not what we do. We teach it as a neutral. It's a calm space and a safe space. For Bailey, it's like a crate. For her crate, that's how she views it. It's her safe space. She can go there, she can chill, she doesn't have to worry about anything. And that's the same thing with place. Just, it's the only difference is there is mental boundaries instead of physical boundaries. With the crate, there's actual boundaries, like you can't go anywhere. Now the other big component with place is your dog is not allowed to come off a place, 1, unless they're calm, and then 2, with your permission, with your release command, whatever it is. Yes, okay, break, whatever it is. And the reason why, especially when you're first teaching place, you don't want to, well, not especially, but whenever you're teaching place, all the time, you are only allowed to come off when you're calm. So if you put your dog on place, they're whining. If you see Bailey, she's really worked up. Her eyes are like going everywhere. She's panting, she's crying. I'm not going to release her off a place until she's calm, because it's going to really set in stone that we just want you to be calm on your place. If we were to release her when she's not calm, she's not going to learn anything. Now, something that's common with a lot of anxious and fearful dogs, their owners like to reassure them of their behavior that they're doing right now. What I mean is, sometimes you'll notice when Bailey, I don't know if she's already tried to come off a place, and I don't know if she's going to try to throughout the rest of this video, but when she does, she tries to come towards us, not in no negative way, but the reason why is because she wants reassurance for her behavior. And that's what she's gotten along really throughout her whole life. She's gotten reassurance for her behavior, and it's completely understandable from the human perspective, because when your dog's worked up, when they're crying, when they're panting, or even when they're reactive and barking, you want them to feel okay. So your first initial reaction is to pet them, to let them know, hey, you're okay, it's safe. But in reality, all that's doing is reassuring them of their emotions and their behavior right now. And we're not saying that she has no right to feel those emotions. She 100% does. It's just that she needs to find a better way to cope, a healthier way to cope. Now, if you'll notice, as I was just blabbing on about Bailey, place, and just some other tips, you'll notice that Bailey has gotten exceptionally more calmer and much more relaxed. And that's all we want. Because, I mean, y'all saw in the first clip, she was super worked up, super stressed out. And what we don't want to do is grab her from her owners, not grab her, but her owners hand her over to us, and then we just either go right into training or put her in the crate to let her decompress or whatnot, because it's kind of going to start off on a bad note. She's going to be super worked up. She's going to be super worked up in the crate, and then when she comes out, she's going to be super worked up, and then if we start training, she's going to be it's going to lead to her reactivity, which is probably going to still happen, especially when we introduce her to dogs. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to start off on a good note, on a calm note, and that's all we're doing right now. And the other thing you'll notice is, like right now, the lights are going off and on because Annie is inside the sliding door with our baby, and she's kind of reactive to like right there you just saw, she's kind of reactive to kids. She growls, she barks and stuff, and whether it's for protection, whether it's because she doesn't like kids, it doesn't matter. like I said, it's okay that she doesn't like kids, but she needs to learn to coexist with them in the same environment. Her owners want to be able to take her out more, take her in public more, all that kind of stuff, and you can't be reacting like that, especially to kids. So all I'm doing right now is when I notice her fixating, when she growls, when she barks, I'm just giving her leash pressure. Like right here, I haven't given her leash pressure. She's looking, I'm allowing her to look at her trigger. I don't want to stop her from looking at the trigger. I just want to teach her better ways to cope. I want her to understand that, see right there, she's growling, I give her leash pressure. Giving her some leash pressure till she stops growling. Now I want her to stop fixating. She's still going, so I'm gonna give her leash pressure. And something else I'm not doing is I'm not correcting her on place. It's because I don't want it to be negative. I'm just giving her leash pressure on place. So as soon as she looks at me, release the pressure. Now I'm putting pressure on because she's growling, release the pressure, and now we're good. You know, I'm not holding a grudge, I'm not yelling at her, I'm just trying to communicate with her that her reaction is not okay. Once again, giving her pressure, she's growling, and until she looks at me because she's fixating on the baby, I want her to look away now. Release the pressure. And I release pressure even though it doesn't look like it. No pressure, because once again, I'm allowing her to look at her trigger. I just want her to understand that that's not how to react. She wants to react, oh, I'm gonna give you pressure. Once again, nothing negative. I'm just trying to communicate to her that the way she is reacting is not okay. And then this next clip here is it's kind of like an hour later. It took her a while to calm down, and mostly because, like I said, she's really anxious. And then when we brought the baby, it kind of just sent her, once she was calm, it kind of sent her back up again. So we just waited it out. It just took a lot of patience. And now if you see, she's really content. She's not as calm as we want her to be, but we have to put our baby down to go to sleep for the night. So of course our child comes first, so this is kind of really where I end it. Even she is really content, so that is something we are super happy about. And that's really kind of the end of this video for Bailey. So thank you for watching, and then stay tuned for the rest of her journey throughout our program.